Good morning. Happy Thursday, I think. It's December 4th, and it is full moon day. The full moon is at 13 degrees of Gemini, and this is really the only aspect that we're going to see the majority of the day. There was an inconjunct of Venus like earlier this morning, but the rest of the day it's just the full moon. And this full moon being in Gemini, it's happening across the more mental, intellectual axis of the Gemini Sagittarius axis. So this is really all about like communicating, learning, asking questions, being curious, right? And it is happening in the square to the nodes. Gosh, my brain is like slowing down. So we're in the square to the nodes, and that does have a little bit of a fated feeling about it. Now let's be clear about this. Fate isn't always some big major event. Sometimes fate is as simple as a conversation, or meeting a new person, or receiving some information. And that's more likely what we're going to see here, where you get some kind of information or have some kind of conversation where you look back later in hindsight and realize that maybe this was the conversation that kind of changed everything for you, okay? It doesn't have to be some big major event. Now, the cool thing about this one is that both the Sun and the North Node are being ruled by Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. That reminiscent, like freedom of a more simpler time that's kind of going on here, that's reflecting onto the moon, and then the moon and the South Node both being ruled by Mercury in Scorpio. This is really going to show you where your fears or your traumas or your emotional stagnation is keeping you from moving towards some type of peace or enlightenment, or just a simpler kind of mindset, having faith in the universe kind of energy. It's really going to show us where we're stuck in that analysis paralysis and the anxiety of that South Node. What I find interesting is Gemini is like the trickster manifestation of Mercury. So this is really showing you where your fears or your traumas are tricking you into staying stuck. So really pay attention to what comes up for you today, the conversations that are had, information that comes out, and really listen to it. We want to make sure that we're not, doing the scorpionic thing of sticking it in a box in the corner somewhere and pretending like that trauma or that fear doesn't exist.